Toronto real estate is no longer a ladder. It's a catapult. And if you're not born already clinging to the top rung, good luck. What's fueling this affordability crisis? Yes, we could blame interest rates, immigration, NIMBYism, all valid. But today, let's talk about one of the most quietly destructive forces in Canadian housing: development charges. The hidden tax that's quietly made home ownership in Toronto a luxury reserved for trust fund kids and leveraged boomers. In case you're new here, development charges, DCs for short, are fees municipalities charge builders to help cover the costs of new infrastructure: roads, sewers, schools, parks, and services. Makes sense on paper, right? But Toronto took that growth pays for growth mantra and turned it into developers pay for everything and pass it on to the buyers. Let's get real. In Toronto, the average development charge on a new single-family home is almost $150,000. That's right. That's up 993% since 2010, as per a Stories report. That's not growth. That's a shakedown. Over in Montreal, Quebec said, nah, we're good. We don't lean on development charges nearly as heavily. Parkland fees, sure, they charge those. But nothing close to the full suite of DCs you see in Toronto or the GTA. According to policy options, Quebec doesn't use development charges to fund infrastructure. Instead, the province shares the burden across society using income taxes, provincial transfers, and provincial planning to build out urban infrastructure. As a result, homes are cheaper to build. Developers are less discouraged. And the first-time buyer of a new home, they don't pay six figures for sewers, roads, and sidewalks. Toronto's broken model goes like this. City inflates development charges to plug budget holes. Builders pass that cost to home buyers. CMHC-insured buyers now need higher down payments to purchase these homes, and entry-level homeownership evaporates. It's the equivalent of putting a toll booth at every block and wondering why nobody's driving. According to Build, DCs add up to $200,000 per unit in parts of the GTA. And that's before land, labor, materials, or financing. The real issue is that this $200,000 increase to a new home now makes all comparable properties built a decade or two earlier increase in value as well. And then City Council has the nerve to ask, why is affordability so bad? Montreal's strategy focuses on transit-centric planning, gentle density near metro stations, lower fees for builders, which encourage infill and rental construction. It's not perfect. They have construction traffic year-round, but it works better than Ontario's patchwork, band-aids, and bureaucratic infighting. And the result? The average Montreal home price is nearly $300,000 lower than Toronto as per CREA. Meanwhile, Toronto is auctioning off affordable housing units via lottery because that's how rare affordability is now. Mayor Olivia Chow has resorted to a damn lottery in this world-class city. Let's rewind the disaster tape. From 2006 to 2015, DCs start creeping up. Nobody notices because municipal leaders don't want to rattle anybody with increased property taxes from those who vote. Then in 2017, the Ford government axes rent control on new builds, resulting in a spike in investor purchases. 2020, 2021, the pandemic-era low rate fueled speculation in the market. 22 to 24, DCs increased 40% plus in Toronto, even as construction costs soar. And 2025, new homes start dropping by double digits. Resale inventory climbs and sales come to a quasi-halt. Developers stall, permits dry up, and Toronto gets squeezed like a lemon in a housing Ponzi scheme. Let me give you the human side I deal with every day. A condo buyer client in Liberty Village tells me she backed out of a pre-construction deal after the developer hit her with an adjusted DC clause. The increase? An extra $35K out of pocket. A townhouse developer in Brampton shelved their project indefinitely. It's not the market, they said, it's the city. We can't afford to break ground with these DCs. A couple in Montreal bought a 3-bedroom home close to transit with money left over for actual furniture. Try that in Toronto and you'll be in line for a shelter instead. So what's the alternative? Quebec and cities like Montreal fund infrastructure like a civilized society via broader tax bases, federal and provincial cost sharing, long-term planning, not builder roulette like in Toronto. We've turned building homes into a luxury sport, and city planners have become toll booth operators with no long-term vision. Here's the kicker. These massive DCs don't even ensure satisfactory delivery of any essential services. Think about it. Parks, they're delayed. Schools, overcrowded. Transit, we're still waiting on the Eglinton Crosstown to open sometime this decade. So we're not just paying more, we're getting less by a bunch of municipal leaders that I wouldn't even have manage a lemonade stand. Where do we go from here? The fix is obvious. Cap or scale back DCs in high need zones. Use value capture financing, tax uplift on properties to fund infrastructure. Introduce federal co-investments for major projects. And most importantly, make housing supply a provincial responsibility, not a municipal cash grab. Because if we keep taxing supply, we're just guaranteeing more scarcity. Toronto didn't arrive here by accident. It was decades of policy creep, a city that taxed development into submission, and a province that outsourced affordability to builders with one hand while bleeding them dry with the other. It's time to stop pretending housing is a luxury product. It's infrastructure. It's economic stability. It's a basic human dignity. If you agree Toronto's housing policies are a mess, smash that like button. If you think DCs are a hidden tax hurting Canadians, hit subscribe. And drop a comment. Should development charges be capped, scrapped, or shifted to the province? Tag a friend in real estate, send this to a city planner, or forward it to your MP because someone needs to fix this. I'm Vince Gaetano. Thanks for listening, and remember, the wise old owl is here to help you navigate through the noise and provide insight to the financial chaos in the current environment. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and together, let's chart a path to financial stability. Cheers.